Welcome to the Acquired Taste Podcast. We're back with no supervision.
Again.
Once again.
She's left us alone again.
It's gone wild out here.
It's just not okay. I'm not wearing pants. Nobody's.
Are you not? I honestly, I didn't.
I'm not.
I never scanned the lower half of you.
You shouldn't.
I see you, so there's a very good chance you could have not been wearing pants.
I'm not.
This whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm oblivious to it.
Because we're not supervised.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's interesting. That's a little mystery. We'll keep that in the back pocket.
Is Tech Daddy wearing pants on this episode?
Yeah, stay tuned to the end of this episode. Find out.
Oh man, it's like I feel like I think I was talking to Gio one day and he's like, man, I can always tell we don't have pants on. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, your voice sounds more relaxed.
You can feel it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's how tight our bond is.
Oh, that's
he just
funny.
knows. He just knows.
Shout out to Gio for that with the Spidey senses.
Oh yeah.
And senses. But yeah,
and senses.
It's your boy Dirty D.
It's your boy Tech Daddy. We're without B again. She's out of town. Adventuring in the South, trying to find oddities and what have yous. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, out traveling. Brandy, shout out to you. We love you. We miss you over here. But once again, this is your fault.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So whatever happens after this is really on you. Mm-hmm. So
just think about that next time you want to take a little break,
right?
From life, all right?
And go travel the South looking for yard sales and garage sales and shit.
Next time you want to do something for yourself,
right? Yeah. Next time you want to have fun, Remember.
That's rich. We're kidding, Brandy. We love you.
Indeed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we this is like a last minute recording kind of deal because we've been ahead for a bit.
Yeah,
and then you got injured and sick at the same fucking time.
It's been a week, yeah. So we had it planned to record way earlier this week. We were like, let's double up because Brandy's going to be out of town.
Right.
So we're like, cool, that's a good idea. I ended up getting sick, kind of just like a real shitty. It just felt like I just felt drained, man.
Yeah.
My whole body felt drained. A little coffee sneezy shit.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I get back to work. Take a day off work, I get back, and that day that I get back, I basically smashed my finger with a hammer at work and end up getting 7 stitches from that. Mm-hmm. And didn't take any days off from that, went right back to work. But my body, at my age now, has been like, whoa, buddy.
Well, dude, we don't heal like we used to. That's a thing.
Yeah.
As you get older, the body doesn't,
Yeah, my body, it was like he laughed about it. It's like, all right, let's shut it down for a few days. Let's just shut everything off for a few days.
Right.
Because I had a brisk 14-hour, sleep after that first one. And then we were supposed to do the podcast. And I was they already stitched me up and all that. And the next day, and on the way to your place, which I was already late to, I was texting you. I was like, dude, I don't feel good at all, man. I feel bad. And you were like, dude, we can do another day.
You sounded like you were going to die. I wasn't.
Yeah, I was in and out. I also learned something about myself during this whole process. I am squeamish or a big fat pussy because I passed out when they were doing the stitches.
You fainted while getting stitches. You don't have much of your body left that is not covered with a tattoo.
It's true.
But you fainted.
Yeah.
Like a 1920s harlot. I'm getting the vapors.
It's a bit hot in here.
Right.
It's a bit hot, isn't it? Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I passed out, and the lady was stitching my finger and playing with the tip of my finger like it was a fucking PlayStation 4 controller. It wasn't right. It wasn't right. But yeah, they stitched me up, learned something about myself. I'm only scared of my own blood.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, and I've had surgeries before, but I've always been knocked out.
Yeah.
It's whatever. Doctor gives me a little margarita and I'm out. And I wake up in a few hours.
I don't think that's how they do it anymore. I don't think you should be drinking anything. I'm pretty sure it's a gas process. Well, the last time I was out,
I like to call it a cocktail.
Okay.
Because I am also allergic to penicillin, so the anesthesia.
Oh, that fucking sucks.
It's a doozy, my friend, when they got to knock me out. Because it's not regular anesthesia they got to use. I don't know what anesthesiologists they use.
Yeah, I don't know what they. That's
I don't know. They
above my pay grade, man.
They do some voodoo shit in there, and
sure. Yeah, there you go. I was going to agree with that because I have no fucking idea. I don't. Don't know much about it. I know that I have a problem with like numbing stuff, like even for like the stuff they use like when they numb your like your arms for tattoo, like even like the first it doesn't last long. It lasts like maybe 10 minutes and it's gone.
Ooh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's not great.
The numbing was great for my finger because I didn't feel a fucking thing.
Yeah, last time I got stitches, I felt every one of them. Yep. Every dental procedure I've ever had, felt it.
Ooh, goddamn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, like they have to like double it up. Like even for like tattoos, you know, after like a few hours, they'll get you a little bit of numb stuff.
Yeah.
They have to apply it several times before it even takes. It's not great.
Yeah, and I'm not really a fan of the topical stuff, like the tattoo stuff, because it's you have to reapply it. And
sure.
Even so, like.
Well, I'm talking about the stuff that they spray on you during the tattoo, not the before.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, like when they'll hit you with like the spray like about 3-4 hours in.
Yeah.
You know, they'll give you a little something.
Okay,
because your skin is just beating the fuck up by that point, you know. Yeah, that it takes a couple spritzes for that to even take. But I do love how that feels. I'm like, oh yeah, this is nice now. Okay, go ahead. This is low reprieve.
Breathe for a second.
Yeah, man. I need to get a tattoo soon. It's been a while. Well, since we got tattooed together.
Yeah, I've been stalling on finishing my head, but it's nice not getting tattooed for a while. Yeah,
I want to finish my right arm this year is my goal. Mm-hmm. Which I only have a little bit left. So, you know.
Mm-hmm.
A couple spots. Yeah, it's just a money thing, man. I need money.
Yeah.
Donate to Required Taste Podcast.
Donate. We're working on doing some cool stuff soon that hopefully we might have some extra bonus stuff, some episodes we can't post everywhere. But you might have to pay for it. Maybe not. I don't know. We're trying to work stuff out.
Yeah, we have. We've been kicking around the idea of doing like a subscription for some different type of content. Mm-hmm. Not only fan stuff. You're not getting my feet pictures, but like other stuff.
A little bit after hours stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, you had a really good name for it too. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Stay tuned though. I mean, because we've been doing really good. I mean, like the viewership's been going nothing but up. Which thank you all for that.
Indeed.
And we've been seeing the rise in our listenership.
Yeah,
we thank you for that.
Thank you for that. We've been trying to get a little bit better organized just because of that. These past few episodes, if you guys noticed, we've kind of danced around the same timeline, same theme. And that's kind of what we're doing this episode. You know, we're kind of going to cap it off with some stuff. But I had a question for today.
All right, what's up?
Because of my finger incident.
Okay.
So, have you ever seen the movie 4 Rooms?
Yeah, Tarantino was one of the directors for that.
Yeah, it was by 4 different directors.
Yep. I own it.
Rodriguez, Quentin Tarantino. It was about a hotel, a bellhop who was working New Year's Eve. He was the only employee working the hotel, and there was 4 rooms there that he was called to service that night, and each room had a crazy story.
Yep.
Real Quentin Tarantino shit.
Yeah, it was actually a really good movie. It was one of I think that was like his first. Was that his first movie?
No,
like his first major movie.
It might have been
because it's before Reservoir Dogs. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, actually, it was probably the first Hollywood thing that got him noticed.
Yeah,
because his scene was the best. It was with Bruce Willis at the end, and I'm not going to give away any other stuff, but I will give you a slight spoiler alert for this scene. So his room, he goes up to this room, and it's Quentin Tarantino basically plays a movie director. Yeah,
right.
And then Bruce Willis is an actor, also. And they're making a bet. They're in a fancy hotel, and they're making this bet. Quentin Tarantino has this very high-priced, valuable racing car.
There's always something.
That was in his movie. Yeah, there's always an item. And Bruce Willis is like, okay, so I'm going to bet you for your car that I can light. He has a special lighter. It's like a Zippo lighter that he's had. He's like, if I can light this lighter and it can light a flame 10 times in a row, I get your car. If I can't light this lighter 10 times in a row, you get to cut off my pinky. And that was the bet.
Right.
And I won't even spoil what happens because it's fucking awesome. The way it just takes a fucking sideways turn. It's really cool.
Because it's Tarantino.
Yeah, it's Tarantino. So that got me thinking when this happened to my finger. I was like, so if you had to lose a finger, like no option, which one would you lose? Doesn't matter which hand. But if you had to lose one finger, which one would you lose?
That's a good question, actually. I never really thought about that. But I do have an answer for you, though. Because it probably wouldn't be my pinky. And the only reason I say that is because I play a lot of video games, and I use my pinky to anchor my controller.
That's the brace finger.
Yeah, that's where my controller is anchored at.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be able to game as well or as properly, which would be an awful loss for me. I couldn't live with that. Probably my ring finger.
Left or right hand?
I don't know. I doubt I ever get married, so probably left.
Now, I actually had this discussion with Michelle. Shout out to Michelle, because when I brought this up, she was like, "Oh yeah, the ring finger. I wouldn't do that because it has the vein that goes to your heart." And I was like, "I don't think that's true. I think that's like all your fingers have veins that go to arteries and stuff that lead to your heart."
That's how our system works.
And it was an old belief in Egypt that they firmly believed the ring finger was a vein that went directly to your heart. So that's why they were.
They were still figuring it out.
And then it got picked up by Europe,
sure,
and stuff like that. So that's how it eventually came to be the ring finger. But I absolutely agree with you, because at first I was like, this was the finger I would have picked, because I was like, as a drummer, even when I hold my drumsticks, my right hand, I use these fingers a lot, and I only hold the drumstick with my thumb and the index, but I could use the middle.
Okay.
So I was like, that's
But I got to flip people off still.
Even if I play guitar, I could, if I lost the index, I could still flick people off.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't see which finger to point to.
I could still give them a 3-piece, I could still well, maybe not, but I was like, I could lose the right index. Now that I can't use my right index, I was like, no, I was incorrect.
Yeah, you've been crippled, indeed. Yeah, I would probably say the ring finger. I mean, because I think about that, and then it's if you ever played the Assassin's Creed games, I think the older ones that would cut off that finger, so the hidden blade.
Oh,
yeah.
So you're right. Yeah, I think.
So not only can I be an assassin, I can also still flip people off.
I would say right hand ring finger. Is the guitar.
Well, fair enough. I haven't played guitar in years.
Yeah, I need all these bad boys.
Fair enough.
Right here.
Fair enough. By the way, I have to correct myself, because Four Rooms was actually after Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction. I looked it up.
Wow. Okay. So
yeah, it was 95.
Maybe he made a good movie, and then he got a feature for that one to do that.
Well, that sounds more likely. Yeah. So Reservoir Dogs was 92, Pulp Fiction was 94, and then 95 was Four Rooms.
What about True Romance? What year was that? Was that 93?
I don't think he was a director on that, was he? I thought he was a producer.
It was his love film.
Which one was that again?
True Romance. Right, that's
93.
93. Okay, yeah, that was okay. So that was still after. Yeah, I think that was a Quentin Tarantino movie.
It doesn't just show it right here.
His best one, in my opinion. If you guys love Quentin Tarantino, you never.
I never watched that one, actually. I've never seen that.
He has different style films.
It was written by Tarantino. It was directed by Tony Scott.
Okay, that's his love film.
Yeah, I never saw it.
Yeah, it's outstanding.
I'll keep that in mind.
Christian later falls in love with the prostitute and just goes whoosh, down.
But it's not streaming. I have to buy it. It's not even streaming on anything for free. So I have to actually purchase it, which is fine. Whatever.
It's like a $4.
It's $4 on Amazon. I can live with that. Yeah. I can live with $4 for a good movie.
So at least we're agreeing on the ring finger thing. That's cool.
Yeah, that was a really random question, but that's a good one.
Yeah, man. Because I was like, dude, it was hard to smoke weed like this, especially when my hand was numb that first day. I was like, I can't do anything with this.
Yeah, it's weird. I also smoke with my left anyways, so.
See, because I don't do joints or blunts or anything. I rarely do. It's usually just bowl, or I have these little disposables every now and then. But just the lighter, dude. And my hand was still numb, so it was I had to hold and then light at the same time, and it just wasn't clicking.
Fair enough. All right, so like you mentioned earlier, we have been doing kind of a theme. We've been kind of in World War II a lot lately, which is fine. I mean, we haven't done any war history in quite some time.
It's a lot to cover in World War
II. It is. There's so much to cover in World War II. We've done a few episodes earlier. Actually, the very first episode we ever recorded was actually about World War II.
It was. Yeah.
Oddly enough, if you really feel frisky, go back to that first episode.
That's one I like. It's I don't want to redo episodes. But now
we could redo
quality,
Yeah, that's okay. Well, I mean, we'll kick that idea around. That's if we can get together more than once or twice a week. We can start fucking around and redoing some old stuff.
I think wintertime is going to be a little easier. Things are going to slow down.
Well, wintertime I don't leave the house much, so that's about right. I tend to hibernate. It's gaming season, man. All the good games come out in the wintertime. You know, it's cold outside. Who wants to be a part of that shit?
You got no option but to deal with us.
Yeah, I know, right? It's gonna be great. So this episode, we're gonna round off the stories of World War II for a while at least. I mean, who knows? We'll probably revisit it in the future if something else comes up. But one of the really interesting things about the war that we wanted to bring up this week was kind of what happened at the end to everybody that was an asshole. So we're gonna talk about how many times Hitler should have died.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
You can you could just type it in at Google, and there's a lot of different numbers, but it ranges from the 30s to 40s.
Dude, it's so fucking amazing. I knew about a few off the top of my head. I didn't realize it was this many times somebody should have killed this man.
There's a lot.
It's literally like there's a time traveler going back in time saving this dude's life.
Yeah.
Like, because this makes no sense that he lived through all this shit.
We had a great idea about a movie, and I don't even know if we should talk about it on the podcast. It's such a good idea.
We should probably hold on to that in case we get famous one day.
Yeah.
You know?
It's such a solid idea.
So we're talking about that. I'm going to talk about what happened to Mussolini, because that's actually kind of fucked up.
Okay.
And what happened to Stalin. He was also an asshole. So, and how his death was essentially his own fault, which is pretty funny to me.
It's like the only person that was good enough to kill them was them.
Yeah, except for Mussolini, he definitely got by his people. Yeah. Like that was the Italian people just got pissed off with his bullshit and decided that it was time for him to go, and his mistress.
Italians,
Well, yeah. So, anyways, we're gonna start off with the meat though, because this Hitler one, I swear, like this man, he should have died so many times.
There's a lot.
I mean, I'm going back to like 1918 with this one. So.
Oh wow!
As people hopefully will know after the end of this, Hitler was a corporal during World War I. Served for the Germans, obviously. And one of the rumors, of course, about his mustache, why he had that style of mustache, because if you see pictures of him when he was younger, he did have a full mustache. It was huge. But the thing is, the rumor goes is that they were hit by a gas attack, a chemical attack, and he couldn't fit his mask properly because of his mustache. He couldn't seal it.
Oh yeah.
Because if you know anybody or you are somebody that works in the trades, especially like if you're like welding, pipe fitting, stuff like that, you'll know that there's sometimes when you're working on something you have to have
clean shaven, nothing past the lip line.
Exactly. Hence Hitler's mustache. So because you have to be able to wear a respirator, you have to be able to make that seal perfect, or else you might die.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened to him. He got hit by a chemical attack, almost did die, ended up in the hospital. Because he couldn't break the seal because again his mustache was too big. So that was one of them. I think that might have been before 1980. I think that was a few years before that. But anyway, still World War I. 1918 though, September. Private Henry Tandy?
Tandy?
Sure, he was British. Anywho, this is 1918. I mean, the war was about to end. The Germans were losing. There was a retreating German soldier, and the British dude was like, "I should shoot him," but like, "No, I'm not going to shoot him. There's no honor in shooting a man in the back. I'm British," and blah blah blah. And the man he chose not to shoot was Hitler. Like, imagine like you're that dude and like it's 1938, 1940, and you like read a paper like, why does that dude look familiar? Oh. Like you have to be losing sleep on that one.
That's the one.
Like I could have saved millions of lives.
Yeah.
if it just pulled that trigger.
You decided to have a thought that day.
Yeah, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's a lesson for you guys. Next time you got a thought, just just let it go. Just keep on living your life.
The intrusive thoughts, let them win. That's gonna be bad. That's not good advice. Don't listen to him. This is what happens when B's not here. This is like the unsupervised bullshit that gets spouted.
We're just like, go ahead, pull that trigger.
Don't. Anywho, fast forward another year. This is spring of 1919. Michael, I can't pronounce this man's last name. Keogh, and he's an Irish dude. So essentially, he was from Ireland. He ended up serving in the German army, and because they were going against the British. And if you know anything about the history of Ireland, they hated the fucking British, especially back then. Couldn't stand them. So he was like, man, Ireland's not fighting against them, but Germany is. I'll go over there and fuck them up real quick. And apparently there was a lot of them that did that. There was a whole regiment of Irish soldiers that fought for Germany. Well, he was one of them. Anywho, there was an angry mob forming. So this is in the in-between years between obviously World War I and World War II, where they were trying to figure out their leadership, like who was going to lead the country, what party system we're going to have. There was a riot going on, and he saved Hitler from an angry mob.
Wow.
That was going to beat him habitually.
That was like the first story I found is similar to that, and that's not till a few years later. So
I got that too.
That's happened a few times.
There were a lot of angry mobs in Germany at this time, apparently. I get it.
Poor, just nice, beautiful soul. I was like, I'll save this human being. He probably needs a hand.
And then a few years later, it's like, hey, that guy looks familiar. Fuck.
God damn it.
Like, you're just sitting there, like, drinking your coffee one morning, you know, reading the paper, like, oh.
Mm-hmm. You just see Hitler, the Third Reich takes over fucking, you know.
Right, like, hates the Jews, huh?
Third Reich enters Poland. You're just like, shit.
Fuck.
God damn it, man.
Mm-hmm. I chose poorly. So I'm going to go, this actually was this is probably the one that you're referring to. 1921, München, the Hofbrauhaus.
Yep.
Which is someplace I still want to go. Because there's a Hofbrauhaus in Illinois, where it's a replica of the one from Germany.
Oh,
it's like an hour and like a half away from here. It's kind of a ways away for a beer, but you know. But it is a replica of the one in Germany. Hofbrauhaus is one of the biggest breweries in Germany. So anywho, what had happened was this is the beginning of the Nazi Party. So there were again like so a lot of different parties that were trying to take power in Germany. He actually because he was famous for being a good speaker, like giving like these fiery inspirational speeches. Well, this is one of them, and his speech incited a drunken fight between a few factions.
I like the way this website described it. Said his inflammatory rhetoric whipped up the crowd.
So he's just talking shit. It's just a fancy way of saying he was talking mad shit.
Oh God!
And yeah. So there was a riot. That was a broke up. It's like, yo, hey. Buddy. And then it started a bar fight.
Inflammatory rhetoric. It's a nice way to say it.
Indeed. So we're going to fast forward. I have this in chronological order, thankfully. So we're going to go a little bit more in the future. This is March 1930. He was driving a Mercedes, which he loved Mercedes. He was driving in his Mercedes, got hit by a truck. Lived through the accident.
Now, was that a deliberate attempt, or was
no, just got hit by this.
Oh, that was just God took a swing.
Dude, so many times. Swung and missed.
Like, God was just like, just let fucking life play its role. Then the fourth time he missed, he was like, all right, I'll take care of this, whatever.
Going forward again, this is 1938. So this is after Hitler was starting to take over certain territories. This is the beginning of World War II. This dude named Maurice Brevard, he had an inkling that Hitler was going to be a threat to the Catholic Church. Which, I mean, yeah, I get it. So he thought he had a mission from God to kill Hitler. All right, so there we go. God taking the swing again. So what he did was he stalked Hitler, like learned his schedule, like learned exactly where he was going to be every day. Realized that there was a parade happening, so he was going to shoot him during the parade. Unfortunately, he was enveloped by the crowd, and Hitler got away.
Oh wow!
The very next year, 1939, there was a bombing in a beer hall. A lot of beer halls are just involved with these attempts at the beginning here.
Sounds about right.
I get it. It's Germany. They do know their way around beer too. So what happened was there was a bomb that was set to go off during a speech. So This dude was like, okay, Hitler's giving a speech at this time. He went in the day before, rigged a bomb, and set it on a timer. So he thought that he knew exactly what time Hitler was supposed to give a speech, which he actually would have been right. However, the travel plans changed for Hitler, and he ended up arriving 30 minutes earlier than expected. Ooh. The bomb still did go off.
Okay, so where's the bomb?
Hitler was gone.
Oh, okay.
So
I was gonna say, where the fuck is the bomb at right now?
Yeah, it still was planning. I mean, 8 people ended up dying, 60 people were wounded in this one.
That's beautiful. Like,
it's just bad luck.
I think most of us have seen Inglourious Bastards.
Love that movie.
A lot of that, like the premise of it was obviously exasperated a lot. Exaggerated. But like a lot of that stuff was kind of attempted.
Well, yeah, they tried to. I mean, we did have special forces doing a lot of things, but
this was one I want to because I just stumbled upon this one. It was an attempted. Someone tried to kill him, but got foiled by a toilet.
I'm sorry, what?
They got foiled by a toilet. Mm-hmm. Their plans were stopped in 1937. An unknown German soldier put an explosive in the Hitler's platform of Berlin's Sportpalast. Hitler was giving a speech. The would-be assassin failed to detonate the device, however, because he was accidentally locked into a toilet in the stall. So he couldn't get out.
How the fuck do you get locked into a toilet in the stall, dude?
His identity remains unknown.
I've never heard that story before.
Oh, when Hitler found that guy, they probably just, they fucked him up.
Well, but I still don't understand how you get stuck in a stall. Were stalls different in the fucking 30s? Because there's an over and an under option, and it's not like these things are made out of brick. You could kick the door off of them.
You could literally crawl over, under, go through it.
That's what I'm saying. Like they're not that sturdy. Like, I mean, I know things were built better back then, but I know a fucking stall door wasn't made out of steel. Like.
Oh, what? God. Yeah, who knows?
That's just weak determination.
That was some Gomer Pyle shit right there. Like, I don't know who the fuck that was.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I've never heard that one. Unfortunately, I must have missed it in my research here.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of information about the guy who attempted it. That's why I assumed it was like something like Hitler found. He was like, man.
Was has to be Hitler.
I had to kill Hitler in the poopy stall. And then they just fucking, shoved a pineapple up his ass or something like that,
Yeah, whatever Nazis did. I don't know.
Yeah, whatever
whatever they were doing.
Yeah.
Back then, fucking weirdos. All right. We're at 1943, the Brandy Bomb. So this dude named Henning von Trischkow, I think, gave an officer an explosive saying it was brandy for a friend back home where they were traveling to. So essentially there was a plane being loaded with Hitler, a bunch of other officers and shit. They were traveling from one location to another, and a soldier was like, hey, can you take this with you and deliver to so-and-so for me? He's like, sure, why not? But instead of brandy, it was a bomb. So
the brandy bomb.
The plane landed safely, obviously, because it's 1943. And the bomb never exploded. So Henning was like, okay, well that's unfortunate. So we went and actually retrieved the bomb, traded for actual bottles of brandy, and then went away. Essentially, he tried not to get caught. Was this whole thing?
I thought Germans were good at making bombs.
Apparently not, because there's several more failures here.
Like, of all these German soldiers making these bombs, like, didn't we find out they were so good at making bombs that we had to get better at it?
Well, yeah. I mean, they had a lot. I mean, go back to Operation Paperclip. There's a reason why we took their scientists. So yeah, that was 43. Another one happened in 43. So Rudolf von Gersthoff was the curator of an exhibition for captured Soviet flags and weapons in Berlin. So they had pretty much a museum set up.
Okay.
Hitler was planned to go through this, take a tour of this whole, exhibit. Well, his plan was, Rudolph, his plan was to have a bomb strapped to him on a 10-minute fuse.
Ooh, he was going to fucking kamikaze that shit.
Exactly. So he was given a tour. Hitler's right next to him. Is like, you're right. He's standing right next to this dude. 10-minute fuse on it. I'm going to blow up. Take everybody with me. Cool. Whatever. Yeah, no. So Hitler went. did the whole exhibition. But even though Rudolph was trying to hold him there, explain, draw shit out, Hitler was on schedule. I gotta go. So Hitler leaves. So leaves this dude there with a bomb strap to his chest. He does make it to the bathroom to disarm it. He does live, but obviously so did Hitler. So that's a problem.
Wow. That had been so nerve-wracking for the guy. He was probably shaking hands goodbye with Hitler and not letting go. And Hitler was like, I wish to leave now.
So there's a mad dash to the fucking bathroom. Disarm this bomb that's strapped to your chest. Exactly.
Holy shit.
Right.
That's fucking scary.
That's terrifying, actually. So the last one that I have here, July 1944. This was actually the most famous one. The Wolf Slayer bombing. So Colonel Klaus von Stauffenberg was the head of this one. So the plan was actually a bunch of different officers were in on this. The thing was, 1944, Germany's getting their fucking shit pushed in, and Hitler is at this point so mind infected with syphilis that he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Mm-hmm. So they were losing men, they were losing ground, they were losing this war. And they wanted him to end it. He didn't end it. They wanted better leadership. They couldn't get better leadership. He was the end all be all for all of their plans. They had to get rid of him, or at least try to.
Yeah.
So the plan was they had the Wolf Slayer, which is probably one of the most secure locations where they had meetings at. So what they did was they hit a bomb in a briefcase, put it next to Hitler's chair, and during the meeting, the colonel was like, "Oh, I got to take a phone call or give a phone, something like that." Excuse himself for the room. He's like, "Cool, the bomb should go off." Well, somebody found the briefcase and moved it next to a very large load-bearing pillar behind it, mind you. So the bomb did go off. Hitler was unscathed. So I think a few people were injured though, but Hitler was fine. It was fine. The problem with that is that it exposed the military coup that was going on, which led to 5,000 people being executed.
Oh, God. Hitler was like, you know what? Something's a little fishy here.
Yeah, and then decided to say, fuck it, I'm killing everybody.
Oh, God damn it. That's fucking wild, dude.
Yeah, the only thing that could kill Hitler was Hitler. So
the list that I had 42 attempts. And this was what they had at the very end.
Is this him just disappointed?
It was like successful assassination, April 30th, and it just has a picture of Hitler. Because like we said, some of these guys, the only person that was good at killing them was them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about fucking right. So Mussolini, the Italians. Going back to the beginning of the war, actually, so fascism was started in Italy by Mussolini. It wasn't started by Germany. Mm-hmm. So Hitler's big inspiration was Benito Mussolini, which is interesting because he was a fucking failure as a leader, and also his military sucked. So there's that. Italy was described as the soft underbelly of Europe, and that was Churchill just talking mad shit at this point, which is why they invaded there too. Which is also what we used the mafia to help us get onto the island. Actually, it was a whole thing. It's actually a really interesting story. Like, you have a mob boss riding on top of a tank. It's a great time.
Oh, that's amazing!
It's a great time.
I love that.
They had fun. We have fun. It's fun. So the part of the way through the war, Italy decided to change sides, which is their MO because they did during World War I as well. Anywho, so they flipped sides and joined the Allies. So they were the good guys on the winning side. And so because of this, Italy was getting their shit pushed in. So they decided to capture Mussolini, put him in jail, and then flip sides, like I said before. So and then 1943, he was voted out of power. So they captured him, voted him out of power, switched sides. Cool. Hitler was like, "Dog, the fuck are you doing? Like, we need to have our South secured. We need your army. We need you to lead them, da-da-da-da. Okay, I'm coming to get you." And so he sends paratroopers there to rescue him, which he did. Then Germany diverted a bunch of their army down there to help him, da-da-da-da. Pretty much put them back in the war. And unfortunately, that didn't last long. So
fucking Hitler had to teach Mussolini how to be Mussolini.
Like, fuck, why are you such a fuck up? It's like having that one friend that you always have to bail out of shit. Yeah. It's like, dude, why? I'm on my way.
God damn it. Yeah.
I'm like, fine.
All right.
Damn it. So anyways, he goes down there, rescues him, puts him back in power, puts the German military down there to help him out, blah, blah, blah. So half the country was split, was like partial German, the Axis, other part was Allies. He, because of the switch, he lost power again. So he was down there in power again. It's like, yeah, I rule this shit. Not really.
Really?
The Italians wanted none of it.
Yeah. So
they ousted him again. He was trying to escape. So him and his mistress were trying to dip out of the country. They were trying to go. They're trying to escape to Spain because Spain was a part of the war. So they're trying to escape to Spain. That didn't work. The people literally caught him trying to flee, and he died in front of a firing squad in April 1945.
These Italians on the river, they're like, look at this fucking guy over here.
Like, who the fuck this guy think he is?
Where the fuck you going, eh? Go fucking get this fucking guy. Bring him
right, get the guys. We're gonna go. Yeah, get the guns. Fuck this guy. So he died in front of a fire squad. Him and his mistress actually got shot by this fire squad. Yeah, they killed her too.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's some Italian shit right there. That'll kill you, the dog. Right. You got a goldfish. I'm killing that motherfucker too. Like,
just dumps the goldfish bowl out. Oh man! So they ended up hanging his body and his lover's body after they were dead in Pentazzi Square. However, Pentazzi Square.
That's such a that happens a lot back then where they had this public display be like,
yeah, see what that fucking guy did?
Don't fuck around.
Yeah, it works. You know, because they haven't done it since. Mm-hmm. So, to add insult to injury of this, crowds of people were then allowed to kick and spit on their corpses as they lay hanging there.
Throw some rocks, get the kids out there.
Yeah,
buy a bag of rocks for 10 cents. Throw them at this fucking guy. I bet you they had rock peddlers out there.
I would have been a rock peddler. I would have been a rock
fucking
peddler.
Rock here, get Mussolini right in the fucking chin here. Huh?
I don't know why my right when you mentioned that, my thought went to stonings, like how they stone people, because I would sell rocks for that. Also, the stoning of people, I don't know why or how I learned this, but they used to dig a hole and put you in the hole. And then throw rocks at you in the hole. Wow. And then fill the hole with rocks.
Yeah, that seems way worse.
That seems way more efficient, really.
Yeah.
You're already buried.
It's because then there's an end goal,
Well, yeah, hit them with rocks till they die, and then throw rocks in the hole.
Yeah, because I feel like if you just throw rocks at somebody who's standing, eventually it's going to
They might they might be able to dodge it for a while, until they get tired.
Eventually it's like, I'm over this. Let's just kill them.
Yeah, but instead it's like a fish in a barrel, but it's a hole with rocks.
It's like throwing when you get the clown that makes fun of you and you could throw the
baseball at the
dunk tank.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
It's like the dunk tank, but you can never miss.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Grice though, because Pete Grice has done a few of the dunk tanks.
Yeah.
And Griffin. Oh yeah.
Oh man, I love a good clown at a dunk tank who just really ripped.
He's just dressed as himself, just making fun of you.
Those are the best because you could just be walking by, no part of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they'll just call you out.
And he's like, "What a fucking loser over there!" just calls you the fuck out.
Oh yeah. Nothing. And it's funny because Pete knows most people in the town, so he knows something about you, your name, at least something to say to you.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I think I wonder if he's going to do it again this year. He's usually he does it Western Days every year.
Honestly, Greg should have been
oh, dude, I would just hit him with the fucking baseball.
People would pay good money to dunk Greg.
We should do a charity for that.
Yeah. We should do that to raise money for his roast.
We should do that to raise money for a charity that he hates. Which is probably most of them. So
pretty much all of them.
Yeah, right.
If we give the money to anybody but him,
right, he'll be upset.
If it doesn't go to him at all,
right? Maybe we'll make that part of his roast. Do something good for the community. like to offset all the bad he's done.
That's what we'll do. We'll have like the charities we donated to with all the money we made.
Right.
The thousands of dollars we made off of his.
Yeah, that'd be fucking great, man.
We'll have Greg sign a paper when he's drunk, unknowingly signing away all of his rights to.
Because, I mean, all of the bad he's done in this world needs to be offset by something good, which will be that charity.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
I realize we're talking on a podcast about this, and he doesn't listen to us anyways. It's fine, but like not everybody knows this person. Just realize he's a piece of shit. He's our friend though, but he's a piece of shit.
We're gonna keep this idea in the back pocket. Don't you dare steal. We will fight for this.
Indeed. All right, moving on back to our actual topic. And again, like most people probably do not know this fucking guy, so you know, a little rant there. For people that do know him though, that's gonna be good. So yeah, Stalin, another fucking dickhead.
Ooh. Yeah.
So the whole him coming to power was a bunch of bullshit. Literally kept promoting himself, and so he became in the position that the next person to lead the party after Lenin died would have been him. The person that Lenin didn't want to lead the party.
He's like, hey, are you Stalin or you Russian? Huh? What are you doing here? What's going on? You know?
Fuck, dude, that's a terrible joke. I forgot which one. God damn it.
Give it the. Just surprise me, you know?
All right. There's so many buttons. There we go.
Yeah, go with the gut.
Well, we have this new soundboard. Obviously, we do sound different. So yeah, we have these new buttons. I don't know what all of them do yet.
Yeah.
I chose wisely though. We nailed it. So again, Stalin was the person that wasn't supposed to come to power. He did. So after the war was over with and all the freaking atrocities that this man committed, which is a whole nother episode on itself.
Yeah, we got to do something on that.
Yeah, because he was a fucking terrible human. And obviously we all know Hitler was a piece of shit, but people need to talk more about how Stalin was also a piece of shit. Like this dude literally photoshopped, before Photoshop was a thing, photoshopped pictures of him and Lenin being closer together to so like, oh, we're buddies. Lenin fucking hated his ass.
Russians are sneaky.
Indeed.
Sneaky.
So this dude, one of the things that he did was in the process of changing the country. Obviously, communism was his bag. He ended up just either exiling or killing or enslaving people that thought differently or had an opinion different than what his rhetoric was. A big problem with that is that he imprisoned all of the best doctors in the country.
Yeah, because these people, it didn't matter what they did as a profession. If you were the ops, as the kids say nowadays.
Yes.
You're fucked.
Yeah, exactly. So he ended up having a brain hemorrhage, which is unfortunate for somebody. He had a brain hemorrhage, and literally all the doctors that could have saved his life were in jail. And everybody else that could have worked to operate on him were too afraid to.
Like, what if they found a doctor in the prison cell, and they were like, that's the only one that could save him, and they go in the cell, and the dude just like slits his own fucking throat.
Like, yeah, I'd rather not.
Yeah,
they go to Siberia, find him working like a fucking mine.
Yeah, I'd rather die slowly.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to be a part of that. I totally understand.
And that's like, you know, Hitler had definitely like a lot of like. That's why there's got to be some type of like we talked about like a movie about that, but. Because it's so, like, cinematic the way it was. These other guys were more, like just such hated as characters that, like, the public wasn't going to let them, you know, simply, like, keep doing what they were doing, you know? But Stalin is, like, him, like, locking up all the doctors is, like, the worst fucking part about it. It's not really worse. It's the best part about it, honestly.
Yeah, because he died.
Yeah, because right. And then he died.
Right. That was brain hemorrhage. That was how he met his end. So yeah, I just want to give a little insight on that, like how many times Hitler should have died, and then how Mussolini did die, and how Stalin pretty much fucked himself.
You know what? There's a couple. I'm not going to tell the stories, but I want to read some of the titles of these Hitler deaths. That were like, because you named like 8, 9, 10 of them, but. There's like a lot more than that, and the titles they gave him are really fucking stupid.
That's ridiculous.
Like the foiled toilet was one that they had called. You know, the tunnel bomb was another one that was 1933. The SA coup attempt in 1934. The journalist assassin 1934. The chauffeur attempt 1935. The doctor who infiltrated the SS 1935. Foiled suitcase plot, which is one you were talking about. Foiled toilet. The doctor who tried to fell Hitler. 1937.
Mm-hmm.
The rabid puppy attempt.
I'm sorry, what?
The rabid puppy attempt.
Okay, I need more.
Should we glaze over this?
Yeah, because like that's that name just screams I need more information.
Now it doesn't have a year though, which is why I think some of these are maybe be kind of lore, but still it's cool to read about it.
Sure.
But Hitler was an avid dog lover.
Right.
One would-be assassin used Hitler's love for dogs against him. The individual gave Hitler a puppy as a gift. However, the puppy was deliberately infected with rabies.
It's a dick move for a dog, but
unfortunately, the puppy bit one of Hitler's servants before he got to Hitler. Didn't work.
Huh. Yeah, he was a big dog person.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still kind of shitty to infect a dog with rabies on purpose.
Yeah.
Like, that's a dick move, my guy.
Yeah. They got another one, Assassin Hidden in the Crowd, 1938.
I think that's one of the ones I mentioned.
The Thrown Roses, 1939.
Okay.
A bouquet of poisoned roses was thrown onto Hitler's car while he was driving through a parade. Somebody tried to kill him with.
Like would he have to like touch them to be poisoned?
I believe so. Yeah.
What the fuck? What kind of weak ass attempt is that?
Yeah, one of his bodyguards picked up the roses and fell ill.
Right. Yeah, because that's what it's a stupid idea. It's a waste of roses.
Like, I thought you Germans were good at this shit.
Apparently not until later in life, I suppose. I don't fucking know. That's just poultry attempt right there. It's an amateur hour.
We got the uniform models pocket grenade, 1943. We have the second coat bombing attempt, 1943.
Okay.
Second one. The Villa Assassin, 1944. The Wolf Slayer, which you described earlier. There's a lot. There's so many. Like, and like when you were reading them and you got to the next one, I had to like keep scrolling.
Yeah.
Because there's like 30 attempts fucking in between there. And honestly, they tried every which way, sideways, sneaking in bombs, poison, shooting him, self-sacrifice, sacrificial shit, parachute snipers, the British parachute snipers in 1944.
I didn't think they actually tried that. Didn't they tell them that was a bad idea?
Let's see.
I'm pretty sure they called that one off. That's why I didn't mention it.
Oh yeah, it was recruited but never carried out.
Yeah, that's that. I did know about that. I just didn't say it because it didn't actually happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, the plan was to parachute British sniper team behind enemy lines and then have them snipe Hitler either at the Eagle's Nest or at one of other places they would have been at. But the problem with it though is like we were already almost done with the war by this point. Like we're already winning. Like it was really no point. Because what was the year for that? Did they say?
It was 1945.
Yeah, like we're already pretty much done.
1944.
44. Okay, but again, still it's like we're right there.
Yeah.
There's no real point in risking extra lives for some shit that's already about to be won.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people always speculate, too, that if Hitler was killed at that peak, he would have been just used as a martyr afterwards, which would have only boosted the Third Reich in a sense,
Well, yeah, that's true. That he would have had more competent people actually leading their army.
Exactly.
Because he was an idiot.
Yeah, and that's the other thing we always get back to when we talk about this, the necessary evil, because even if you would have killed Hitler, there's a lot of guys that just would have stepped right in to do the same thing, could have done better.
Probably would have done better.
Who knows?
Well, I mean, better as in they probably would have had a better chance of winning.
Yeah, better as in if Hitler would have died, maybe somebody would have figured out that atom bomb sooner before we would have got information about it,
Well, we had already sabotaged it, but part of the problem with that is that it was considered to be Jew science by Hitler. So it wasn't as.
I just Hitler's scoffing. He's like, "What is this Jew science bring me?"
Kicks him. Yeah, so it wasn't properly funded because if it actually, so that there is an argument for that. They could have possibly finished it sooner.
Yeah, the timelines are infinite for that, but
true.
Kudos to those guys who tried, those men and women who fucking went in there swinging.
There was a lot. There was a lot.
Honestly, man.
Good effort. Good hustle.
On both sides, too. Germans.
Oh, yeah. They hated they got tired of his ass.
Yeah. They're like, we got to figure this shit out.
Indeed. Well,
Well, this is probably one of the closing chapters on World War II. We're going to do for a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be a minute before we touch this again.
Yeah, the World War II's got so much cool stuff about it, but we found some really cool stories that connected together. So we were like, let's fucking stack them up, you know, make it seem cool.
Indeed. Okay. But yeah, thank you all for listening. Of course, we do appreciate it. Check us out on social medias. Remember to give us a like and follow and share on all the favorite places you listen to us at. We're pretty much on everything. So tell your friends, tell your family, tell your mom, tell your dog. The dog might like it. Mm-hmm. I stick up for dogs. They're cool.
Yeah, you know what? With the better quality, they're going to hear us. They're
exactly.
Give a little head turn. They're going to be like, okay.
We can keep them company while you're at work.
We can.
Just hit play all. Just leave. Your dog will be so educated.
We have probably over 80 hours worth of material that they can listen to.
Yeah, something like that. That's a lot. Damn. Anywho, so thanks again for giving us a listen. Like I said, follow us on the social medias of your choice. Keep up with our episodes and any news we have coming out. We do have merch. Go check that out. It is on Etsy. Just Required Taste Podcast. You'll find it there. If you have any ideas of what we should be doing next, reach out to us on social media, or you can email us at our Gmail. So Required Taste Podcast at Gmail. Other than that, we appreciate you guys listening, like I said, and y'all have a good day.
Thanks, guys. If you guys have noticed better quality and it sounds better, shoot us a comment or something. Let us know if you notice a difference and it works better for you.
Indeed. All right. Y'all be cool.
Thanks, guys.